As you know, people nowadays are very busy with their own work and they may have not enough time to check the letterbox. From that, they may encounter issues that they were unaware of. In addition, if there is an essential letter that requires immediate response from the residents, they may have ignored it because there is no system that can inform them if they have a letter in the mailbox. And lastly, it is also very difficult for the apartment dwellers to know when their letter arrived, and it is also very inconvenient for them to constantly checking their mailbox. Based on the problem statement before, there are three objectives of this project. The first one is to count the letters inside the mailbox. Second, to alert the residents about the arrival of the letters on time. And lastly, to prevent the residents from constantly checking their mailbox.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Arif bin Yusila. I will be presenting on the project detail for the smart mailbox. Okay. The first point, it says that the smart mailbox will notify the user when a new letter or mail has been received. This means that the smart mailbox has the ability to notify its user when he or she receives a new mail or a new letter. Okay, next, this is because the mailman will insert the letter one by one when the LED is green in color and the buzzer will be on for a few seconds. Alright, this second point says that the mailman is only allowed to insert the letter when the LED is green in color and the buzzer is to notify the user, which means the buzzer will produce sounds. Okay, next. At the same time, the IR sensor will detect the number of the letter and the LCD will display the number of letters in the mailbox. Alright. The IR sensor will detect and the system in the Arduino will count once the mailman insert the letter into the smart mailbox. And the LCD is responsible to display the number of letter in the mailbox so that the user can easily know how much letter he has in the smart mailbox. Yeah. Next, when the residents are ready to take off the letters, the mailbox will open automatically when 50 centimeter distance to the mailbox, which means when the hand approaches the mailbox door, the door will automatically open because there is an ultrasonic distance sensor is attached to sense the user's hand movement. When the user's hand is within the 50 centimeter, the automatic door will automatically open so that the user can easily collect the letter from the smart mailbox. Okay, that's all for my presentation and thank you.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. My name is Umar Iqbal. For the component that we use in this project is one Arduino as a brain for this program, one resistor for buzzer, one breadboard for the wire arrangement, and two LED for the notification, one piezo buzzer for the sound, and one push button. Next, we have a micro servo for the door, atomic sensor, distance sensor, also for door, and LCD display for display the amount of mail, and also IR sensor for detect the amount of mail. Okay, for the input component, we use IR sensor and ultrasonic sensor. For the output component, we use servo, LCD display, piezo buzzer, and LED.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ashraf. I am going to present about our circuit arrangement and coding. So this is our circuit arrangement on Tinkercad. Basically, we use ultrasonic distance sensor and IR sensor as our input, servo, piezo buzzer, LED and LCD display as our output. For the DOS system, we use ultrasonic distance sensor that is connected to pin 13 and 12 as our input, and servo that is connected to pin 11 as our output. In practice, when someone within the range of 50 cm from the sensor, the servo will open the door. For the male detection system, we use IR sensor that is connected to pin 2 as our input, and for the output, we use piezo buzzer connected to pin 3, red LED connected to pin 6, green LED connected to pin 7, LCD display connected to pin A0 and A1. In practice, when IR sensor detects male that pass through the sensor, it will trigger the red LED, the buzzer, and also the display will count the male. So this is our circuit coding for this project. First, we need to include all our libraries, and then we need to declare our variable, which is our IR sensor we declare as status sensor on pin 2, and also we declare our ultrasonic distance sensor as DOS sensor on pin 13 and 12. In the void setup function, we set the servo on pin 11, the red LED on pin 7 as output, green LED on pin 6 as output, the buzzer on pin 3 as output, and IR sensor as input. The code for this project is simply using if-else statement. For the DOS system, if the variable DOR is less than 50, then the servo on pin 11 will turn to 90-degree angle. Else, the servo will be in 0-degree position. For the second loop function, which is status sensor, if the status sensor not detect any object, it will trigger the green LED on pin 6. Else, it will count the number by 1 and also trigger the red LED on pin 7 and the buzzer on pin 3. After the delay and distance detected by the IR sensor, the green LED will light up and red LED will be turned off.
Greetings, my name is Haikal and I will be the presenter for the coding flowchart of this mini project. The coding for our mini project have two main functions. For the ultrasonic sensor and the servo flowchart, the initial position of the servo will be set at 0 degrees, and the ultrasonic sensor will be set to detect any moving obstacle within the range of 50 centimeters. If the sensor detects any moving obstacle within that range, it will trigger the servo to rotate 90 degrees from its initial position, thus opening the mailbox door. And if the sensor does not detect anything within the range, the servo will remain at its initial position, which is 0 degrees, and the mailbox will remain closed at all times. For the IR sensor and the LCD projector flowchart, the initial set count is 0, and the IR sensor will be set up close to the mailbox slot. If there is no mail passing through the mailbox slot, the green LED will remain turned on, and the LCD projector will display the initial set count, which is 0. And if there is a mail passing through the mailbox slot, it will be detected by the IR sensor, thus triggering the red LED to turn on, the green LED will be turned off, and the initial set count, which is 0, will be increased by 1. And after a slight delay, the LCD projector will now display the current set count, which is now 1. and the green LED will be turned back on. The red LED will be turned off. That is all for our coding flowchart for this mini project. Thank you.
So this is our prototype, a smart mailbox that can be used for houses. At behind of the mail slot here, we put an IR sensor to detect any mail that enter the mailbox. When the IR sensor detects mail that is close to the sensor, the red LED here will activate and the LCD will count up to 1, and also the buzzer will activate to notify the homeowner. Let's do the demo here. As you can see, the display will count out to 1 every time the mail enter the mailbox. The door system behind the mailbox here works by using ultrasonic distance sensor to detect a person within 50 cm from the door. When there is someone within 50 cm range, the servo will open the door. Let's do the demo here. The mailbox contains a push button that can reset the display to 0 once the homeowner has collected all the mail inside the box.
Okay, for the product and circuit arrangement, as you can see, the first picture show the front view, then side view for this product and back view, and also that's a door detail for the servo. Okay, here as you can see the arrangement of the circuit setup in the mailbox. So on the left side, on the right side we the arrangement of push button setup and IR sensor.
Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Nur Nabiah Najwa binti Zainuddin and I'll present to you regarding recommendations and improvement for this project. Okay, as stated on the slide below, there are 3 improvements that can be done for this project. Okay, so the first one is to notify the owners when receiving a new mails. Okay, so whenever the delivery man sending a new parcels or mails to their mailbox, they will receive a notification on their phone. It will help the owners to be alert on their new item that have been arrived or being delivered to them. Next, place a camera in our mailbox. This is to help us to identify what kind of parcel or mails that have been delivered to us. Since we are buying things online and there are a few type of goods that we bought, so it's easy for us to identify which parcel that comes first or has been delivered to us. And the third one is implement a passcode or also thumbprint to secure our mailbox or to avoid from any item being stolen by our neighbors or people that are living in an apartment that share mailbox.